Welcome to the Jedediah Hyde Jr. Log Cabin. Jedediah Hyde lived here with his wife Elizabeth, and they were here roughly from the late 1780s on up. Jedediah and his wife raised 10 children in this cabin. Everything that they needed here they had to produce themselves because there was not an easy way to get off the island unless they went in the winter when the ice was in. So they raised their own sheep, and the large walking wheel is the one that she used to spin the wool into yarn. And the little walking wheel, the little wheel over here is the one that they made the linen from, which comes from flax. And you see a sample of the flax up there. Jedediah came from Norwich, Connecticut. He met Ethan Allen at Valley Forge. At the end of the war, these two islands were given to the members of the Vermont militia, and Jedediah Hyde Jr. and Sr. were hired to come up and survey so that each member of the militia could get their payment for the war. The rifle over the fireplace does date back to the Revolutionary War. We're pretty sure that it did belong to Jedediah. The only source of heat and cooking in this cabin was the stone fireplace. And one of the things that I've been told by a historian is that Jedediah obviously loved his wife because he put this swinging arm in here, which allowed her to change her pots and kettles without getting too close to the actual fire. Colonial women died from their clothing catching on fire, and so he obviously loved his wife that he made sure that that didn't happen to her. The artifacts that are in this building are, some of them do date back to Jedediah Hyde and his wife Elizabeth, but because his descendants lived in this cabin until roughly 1945, there's a lot of stuff in here that was used in that later date that wasn't necessarily used earlier on. An example would be the sewing machine. I think the machine on the left is a hand crank sewing machine. That was probably from sometime in the 1800s. And the pedal machine, I think, was probably sometime from the 1900s. They did not have indoor plumbing. There was no water inside. And that was so that the children wouldn't have to go outside to the outhouse in the nighttime in the winter. It was the job of the oldest child to clean the pot and get it ready for the following night.